Hello and welcome back to Jacob's Toys 5-minute figure reviews. Please do like, share, subscribe, all of those things. All support to the channel is very much appreciated. In this video we're going to take a look at the Groot figure from the Thor Love and Thunder wave by Hasbro Marvel Legends. So straight out of the box, what do you get? You get possibly the best version of Teenage Groot that we've seen in recent years, and you get the biggest piece of the Build-A-Figure, and that is the chest and waist part of Korg. So a little inspection there, and all of the parts look like they're attached. So as well as the figure, you get this trigger finger as well for holding the gun that he comes with. You get this cool Guardians of the Galaxy looking gun, but you also get these really cool kind of branched arms as well. And there's a lot of nice details on there. There's like little leaves and green bits painted in. And this is something that people have been crying out for a Groot figure for ages, because obviously it's one of his powers. He turns his arms into like longer branches and stuff. The head sculpt on this guy is really cool. There's little sort of shoots coming out of the top of his head here, and he's got a typical Teenage Groot look of an expression on his face. This is easily the best Teenage Groot that we've had. Now, we've only had one other Teenage Groot, which is the one that came in the 3-pack with Thor and Rocket Raccoon, and at the time I thought it was a really good figure, but when I stand them side by side it looks like a knockoff. Like it genuinely looks rubbish in comparison. Now the most notable thing is that it's a very different head sculpt, and it's a much darker figure in colour as well. The top of the heads are different, but the sculpt, the body is pretty much the same. It's just a different colour, a little bit more detail in the paintwork, bits of green here and there and stuff, but essentially it's exactly the same body, just with a new head and obviously new accessories as well. So let's get into those accessories. So the hands just snap off like any other figure would, and you can put in the trigger finger here, just snaps in really easily, and you can put the gun in his hand. It's going to take me a while because the fingers are quite fiddly. Now we don't know how big of a role Teenage Groot is going to play in Thor Love and Thunder, but we have seen him briefly in the trailer, and we know that Thor is with the Guardians of the Galaxy at the moment, so I'm not surprised to see a couple of them in this wave. Of course we got Groot and we got a different version of Star-Lord, but I'll cover more about him in a different video, so do go and check that out. But yeah, we don't know how much of a role he's going to play in the film, but it is good to have a new version of Groot available. Now the 3-pack version, it wasn't hard to get hold of. It was quite readily available when it came out, but it's a much harder figure to pick up now on the secondary market, mainly because it was the only time that we had a Teenage Groot. So if you wanted one for your collection, for like your Endgame collection or your Infinity War collection, you had to pick up that 3-pack. Whereas now we've got this version, and because there isn't anything distinctively different about him, he would fit into an Endgame setup or a Love and Thunder setup. Now these branch hands just slot in the same as any other hands, and they've got a little bit of articulation there like you would have, like wrist articulation, and they're just a really cool accessory, a really fun accessory. Now they won't work on the older figure. Oh, let's just point out this on the box as well. On the back of the box it literally just says I am Groot. There's no description, there's no further explanation than I am Groot in different languages. I thought that was a really nice little touch. But yeah, so these extensions won't fit on the older figure because of the colour difference, as pointed out earlier, and they won't fit on any other versions of Groot. So the bigger version of Groot, they'll just look a little bit out of place and a bit small. So they really are to be used on this figure and this figure alone. But it completely changes the figure, like completely changes it. As I said, I had the other version, I've had the other one in my collection since it came out, and this has automatically topped it, and the other one's redundant now. There's no point in having it because this is far more superior. As I said, the head sculpt is much more Groot, and these branch hands are just a brilliant accessory. I'm going to have a lot of fun playing around with those. Now they don't add any real weight to the figure, but they will kind of knock him off balance. You need to make sure that you get him in the right pose. I suppose you could use one as a bit of an anchor to stand him up as well, and it will take up more real estate in your display, so make sure you're just sort of picking where he goes and being aware that he covers a lot more space now. But yeah, the articulation in him is the same as the previous version, so you've got articulation in the knees, in the wrists, in the elbows, in the shoulders, in the feet, in the head, and in the kind of chest area as well. It's like a chest swivel. But I guess this is the version of Groot that I never knew that I needed. So I am very happy that he is included here, and it doesn't give anything away about the film. There's no real kind of hints or spoilers about the film, which is great. So yeah, go and pick up this guy while you can. You will not be disappointed, and he would fit into a Guardians display, an Avengers display, or of course a Thor Love and Thunder display. Thanks very much for watching. Please do like, share, subscribe, all of those things, and I'll catch you next time.